was sitting down with the best. It's 94 feet, nothing more, nothing less. Started from the bottom, now I made it past the steps. But you gotta have a vision like, what's your triple threat? 94 feet with Coach JT. 94 feet with Coach JT. 94 feet with Coach JT. 94 feet.
What up, man? Welcome to the episode of 94 Feet with Coach JT. As always, do me a favor. Y'all subscribe to the pod, leave a like, tap in with me, man. Hit the Facebook, hit the IG, subscribe, man. Hey, visit the online store, 94feetwithcoachjt.com. Let me jump into this intro real quick. But also, I got to shout out my dog, man. Here from the 601, from the SIP, man. Terry Lars in the building today, man. Appreciate you, my dog, showing up. Love you, bro. Man, today's guest, man, Kent Bazemore Jr., a veteran NBA player, a defensive standout who carved out more than a decade-long career in the highest levels of basketball at the NBA as well. From winning the Lefty Dressel Award at Old Dominion as the nation's top defensive player to a few stints with the Warriors, those other guys, Lakers, the Hawks, my Sacramento Kings, and the Portland Trail Blazers, man. Ken has built a reputation on relentlessness and being a competitor and a leader on and off the court, man. Kent, appreciate you coming in. Also, my guy, Marcus, double back with me today, man. Thank you, Marcus, for linking this up, bro. Appreciate y'all for stopping by.
Thanks for having me, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, again, like I said offline, bro, just appreciate you tapping in at the Pro-Am. Marcus linking that up too, man. The short interview there, but also tapping in like, man, let's get the official one in, man. I appreciate your time and stuff, man. But I know me and Marcus linked up for one recently, man. But we gotta start from ground zero though, man. Like I said, man, it's all about the upbringing or the stories about this, the grind and stuff. But basketball in general, man, has basketball always been a sport of the number one, or what else was you into early on, man? What you got going?
I mean, I'm sure, just listening to the intro. Take me back. I'm always like, I wasn't proud of myself for a year or two, so it's nice to kind of be back in this space. But upbringing. I was into football early on, a lot of stuff at home. So you want to take your anger out on something, and found myself on the football field, dabbling in basketball, obviously. But it wasn't until 8th grade, going into 9th grade, the first day we got our shoulder pads, and the coaches lined everybody up on the other side.
Oklahoma drill?
Yeah, and dudes running head up into each other. I started creeping to the back of the line, and then I walked into the gym, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you originally from, man?
Kelford, North Carolina.
Okay.
Super small town. I like to tell people now I grew up 2 hours west of the Outer Banks, the Atlantic Ocean, and now I live 2 hours east of the Pacific Ocean. And I feel like, I walked every freaking mile, just in terms of my journey, what I've been through.
Yeah.
But, I always fall back on my upbringing, very humble beginnings. We didn't have much, but we made the most out of it. As a kid, I was using my imagination a lot. You hear the stories about kids in the yard, got different players guarding them, shooting the countdown, shooting the buzzer beater shots in their head. That was it. And the street lights came on. Mom's like, all right, it's time to come in for dinner. You got to get, 3 buzzer beaters on. Kobe, Jordan, whoever it was, you playing against them. So, very humble beginners that I'm super grateful for even today. Being 36, that's definitely still a big part of me.
Early on, I asked Marcus in our interview too, though, man. Who was somebody? I know you out there. It's a lot of heavy basketball down there where you at. You got close to around the area. I would say that. Who was you watching? Because who was you watching and emulating, simulating? Like, who was somebody like I get my reps up as this player kind of wanted to be like, or something like that early on?
Shoot, a lot of Kobe and T-Mac growing up. Vince Carter.
Yeah.
Because when I was coming, that's when he dunked over the dude in the Olympics. Yeah.
Epic.
T-Mac, T-Mac had a different swagger about his game. He played upright, dribbled high. He had that suave about him. And then Kobe just had that passion. I could feel his intensity and his will to win, like through the screen, 3,000 miles away. I should stay up till 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning to watch him close those basketball games growing up. And that was a huge part of, those 3 guys, now sitting here thinking about it, is a huge part of my DNA, the high flying, chase down blocks and, just playing both ends of the floor and then playing with a little bit of, swagger. T-Mac had that hezzy pull and then he backpedal,
Yeah.
Just that's the OG basketball. And, one thing about that era that I do appreciate is how everybody had their own identity. Everybody was unique. You used to put these guys up against everybody because they were all different. It was so fun to, create a basketball team back in the day on NBA Live or something.
Yeah, man. And definitely remember Kobe, man. I went down to college. We was there, man. My grandma, I was like, because I'm in California, so it's right. But she up late, but she loved Kobe.
Yep.
But hated Tim Duncan. I said, Grandma, Tim Duncan is the nicest guy on the court. But she loved Kobe, though. Like, we up late night, 10, 11 o'clock, because we had to wait. She wasted. I was like, I ain't mad at her. She was like, no, we watching Kobe. I said, all right, Grandma. I said, that was her person, man. But that's definitely dope. We talk about hours, right? I know Marcus works out, youth, college kids, adults, whatever. But you in that atmosphere, man, early on, how much time would you put in at this, let's say just the middle school level as far as working on craft, man? Because a lot of kids see the highlights now, right?
Yeah.
The unseen hours don't get talked about. It don't get kind of put out there enough. You can't just show up and get buckets like the pros unless you put in work like the pros.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, like, I'm going to be 100% honest. I didn't really chase being a professional basketball player. Like, I didn't really find out I had a chance until, like, truly had a chance. In my mind, I always wanted to go, but I didn't really find out I had a chance until probably going into at the end of my junior year. We had a really good tournament run, and then that's when it's like, okay, this guy has a chance. I got the Electric Giselle National Defensive Player of the Year, back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. So, like, I was starting to create a little buzz. But as a child, man, I just remember just being a kid. Like, even going to church, I had Terry Vaughn. He was the other captain. I was a captain. We pick our teams right before tithes and offerings, and then
in church.
Yeah, bro. After tithes and offerings, when as the church service starts to dwindle down,
I know what your mind was on.
Yeah, his team sitting on that side of the church, my team sitting on this side, and like
that's crazy.
That was it. So like we were just being children, and I think when you at 11, 12, 13, when you're trying to become something, you don't really understand what it takes to get there. And that's where a lot of these kids get, misconstrued, because it's like, it's about timing, it's about opportunity, and then it's about following your journey, taking the right steps. Like, I went to college for 5 seasons, for 5 years. I redshirted. So I literally took the longest route, but it's been the most fruitful, because here I am at 36, with a full bill of health, and just I feel like a complete upbringing to this point to like still have my best basketball in front of me. Like the majority of my basketball is behind me, but I feel like my best basketball is in front of me, and that's just because I didn't really skip steps. Like no one told me at 12 that I was going to be ranked. I'm not ranked top 5 in the class of 2039. Like,
yeah,
who even knows what the world's going to look like at that point? Yeah. So, it's just about being where your feet are, and just, staying in school, getting your grades. Because, what I knew when I was growing up, if you ain't had a good GPA, you weren't eligible to play. That started with my mother. If I didn't do my homework, I didn't go to YMCA practice. I always had to do my homework before I went to YMCA practice. And that was the relationship that I built with school and then sport.
Yeah. And Marcus, you can hop in this too, man. But you talk about the church, religion, faith, something, man. Like, through our lives, I know we all been through some things, but how important is the foundation of just the church, man, and faith, and having something to believe in? Because I know we've all been tested in one way or the other. And, something or somebody, or we know who it is, kept us,
Boy.
I don't know about y'all, but, like, I feel like my faith got better as I got older. You start to understand it. When we had to go to church, we was like, dang, we got to go to church. We was kind of not mad, but like, dang, mom's making us go to church. So we in there, we don't really know what's going on.
Right.
But as you get older, life starts lifing.
But I'm going to speak, we was active. Sis over here, shout out to them in the studio, man. We singing at church, playing the drum choir. For us, that was our also recreation too.
Yep.
My church friends, I'm like, we used to hang out, we family.
Yep.
So we sing in the choir. If you ain't gonna do something, you better usher.
Yeah, you better.
You go sing something, but then also it was like the time spent together, because we grew up together too. But that helped, because we knew we was gonna eventually leave, but we all knew we could come back or separate, right? Because we had to take. I went down south, but I was like, they got chapel? That's church. It's still a faith, right? We go to church together, boy, we gonna hang, whatever we do, right? We going to chapel on Sunday, right, bro?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
going. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So I think that's highly important too, because we know
Yeah,
the
for
foundation, right?
Exactly.
If you get them days, bro, I'm telling you, we
Yeah,
been down through some
yeah.
stuff, bro.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
we couldn't help each other.
Nah, and then to Marcus's point, like when you're in church, like you learn a Bible verse, you learn the hymns, you know, you understand how the service works, but as you get older, you understand how he works, how God works.
Yeah.
Like it's not, he doesn't bless you in instant gratification. You know, there's moments of isolation. There's periods where your whole surroundings change, your friends change,
Yeah.
people come and go. You know, even for me, even personal life, I had to, you know, get back in alignment with him. So like, you know, in the Bible, he promises us 120 years. Like, and when you look at it that way, you really understand that things are going to be spaced out. You know, it's going to be periods in here. But once something that I've come up with in my mind is it's called the process of receiving.
Okay.
Like while I'm in these spaces of you know, isolation or whatever you want to call it, how am I preparing myself to receive my blessings?
Facts.
Because what you praying for is gonna come. You know, he gonna bless you with it, but are we in a place to fully receive it? And then some people get it and then they fumble it, or they like not ready. But what are you
or you're
doing
not
in the
ready for that
meantime?
moment.
Hey,
Exactly.
I told
So
somebody,
like we talked last time,
bro, I
remember?
told you, right?
When I was like, I wasn't ready to train
Yeah.
him, but it wasn't about the training. It's about the friendship.
That-
Yep.
that relationship was built,
You know what I'm
though.
saying? That's
Hey.
more important. So God would kind of show you
Bro.
what's important, what's not important.
I fumbled a big bag with a job I had before with University of Davis, like kind of here in Sac, but I wouldn't. At my age, it was only like 8 years ago, but I was like, I wasn't ready making the most I ever made, but wasn't ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I lost it.
And that's
then I got my
okay.
new job, my career now, even more better journey, the blessings. I can touch my community and I'm getting benefit for it. I'm like, okay, I was supposed to learn that.
And
I was
that's
supposed to,
okay.
you know what I mean?
Because I look back at, it could be seen controversial, but when I went from the Warriors to the Lakers, I get a call, you know, hey, the starting shooting guard spot for the Los Angeles Lakers has your name on it. Shoot, where do I sign?
You just ready to get there.
Yeah, bruh, I mean, but, you know, I go down there and those are big shoes to fill. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you look at the team we had, like Dwight, you know, DeAndre Jordan, Melo, Anthony Davis, Bron, Russell Westbrook, Rajon Rondo. Like, I mean, Wayne Ellington, bro. Do I need to keep going?
Yeah.
But I wasn't ready for that responsibility, and I didn't even know that I wasn't ready. But you know, now looking back, you know, it's a blessing in disguise because, you know, that moment put me on a whole new journey to now sitting here ready, you know, to lead. You know, having taken as soon as I got waived by the Kings in 2022, that was my first time since I was 33 at the time. I started travel ball at like 13 years old. That was the first time that I can remember that I didn't have a basketball season to go to. And there was a little bit of relief in getting waived. Like, I wasn't even upset. I just kind of like, I ain't got to go to practice tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so I explored that, and I took a class, shout out my coach Elisa, on conscious leadership. And, you know, from there just really, you know, started really grooming myself from where I am today, you know, ready to lead and ready to, you know, change the chemistry of an organization or bring, you know, a generative perspective to an organization that can, you know, not only you know, provide an impact on and off the court now, but down the road, you know, if you got a young star player that you want to groom, you know, I'll take him under my wing. I'm in the area, so it's like, you know, I'm thinking, you know, long term, planting seeds and building community, you know, not just for now but for years to come.
Yeah, man. Hey, Marcus, I talked about him getting left on the AAU tournament by his own. We said, Pops left you?
No, not my pops. The coach left.
The coach left him.
Coach, but we ain't gonna bring that up. Why
But no, I'm saying, I'm
Leave
just,
it-
hey,
No.
but that feeling of getting waived initially, though. I know
Yeah.
you say you was like, okay, no practice, but initially, what was that like? Because, you know, again, people celebrate the wins, but that's a loss. Like, how you bounce, or how you not give
Bro,
up from there? How'd you do that? How'd you
Bro,
handle that?
I was so tired, bro. I was so tired. You know, if you watch the way that I play,
Oh, no, yeah.
yeah, I've been doing that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I've been doing that and doing that and doing that, and like, I was tired. Like, I mean, we got these concussion tests that we had to take, and it took me like 3 times. It's like the car flip over. You got to hit Y or N if it's black or red, and like,
Oh, wow.
I was in that junk struggling, you know, just pushing through. But that's what we're taught, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what kind of it doesn't frighten me about the younger generation, but that's what they're picking up too.
Okay.
You know, Mamba mentality.
Overdrive.
You know, yeah, it's not what you think. You know, Kobe he wanted to make sure he propped himself up in all the aspects of his life. It's about getting better every day. It's a Japanese term called Kaizen, Kaizen. It's about getting a little bit better every day. It's not about like running yourself into the ground, get back up, running yourself into the ground.
They get that Mamba mentality confused.
Yeah, exactly. It's a mentality that's gonna leave you continuously burnt out. You know, there's a push and pull with recovery and pushing yourself. Like today, you know, I do things like throughout the week. I ramp up. You know, now is getting closer to training camp, so I'll start to gradually ramp up, and my body naturally starting to feel that too. You know, I can feel in my workouts like I want to do a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. I'm not just like going in there blacking out. You know, because we got to think too. That energy you spend in the weight room is also the same energy that you take away from making, you know, smart and sound decisions in your life. You know, if you tired and fatigued, and then you drain, and then you got a phone call, you know, you just may accept whatever because you don't have the mental capacity to make the right decision. And that's how you got to look at the game. It's a part of your life. It's not the only thing. It's a big part of you, but it's your personal relationships. It's a relationship, you know, with your parents, or your family. Are you able to say no, or you know, you working on those things. It's so much that goes into, you know, being, you know, great at what you do.
Yeah, man. The unexpected journey you talk. I mean, you said you didn't expect to be this, right, the other. But what was that like, man? High school, career wise, was it good for you? And then the momentum part of getting recruited, man. Nowadays, you know, it's crazy. So I mean, what was that process like, man?
Where we had a gym that sat 2,000 people, but I'll say this, and she already knows this, but it was she's a year older than me, Jessica Breland. She ended up going to UNC Chapel Hill, and she played, you know, varsity girls played before varsity boys. So she was actually the one that kind of set the stage, you know, for my high school, you know, going from 10th, 11th, 12th grade, being a year behind her. She would come out. I mean, I'll never forget, she had 101 points in 2 nights at the –
Damn.
She had 51 and 50 at the Christmas tournament, getting triple team. And then, you know, the gym's packed to watch her. So, you know, I come out warm-ups. I'm trying to keep y'all in the seats, so I'm going, boom. Everybody sticking around. You would see, like, the Wake Forest. She was getting recruited by the whole ACC. You know, back then, 2006.
It was rocky.
Bro, come on.
Rocky.
Wake Forest, Clemson, UNC, NC State, you know, and she really paved the way for all of that. But my college coach that I ended up Old Dominion, Blaine Taylor, he came to see me play, and it was the worst game ever. I mean, we played against a bigger team, and they had a running back, 6'4", about 225. Ended up going to play running back at East Carolina. He was guarding me, and I'm 6'4".
Football players on the basketball court.
Yeah. That's all I played against. That's all. But see, he was a sound guy though. He had good, quick feet, and like he was just super strong. So I struggled, and you know, he still gave me a chance. You know, I ended up having the red shirt, but that's the only school that wanted the red shirt, man. I still ended up going there. I mean, that's just who I am, apparently.
That's what's up. Nothing wrong with it. College, man. It's a different game now.
Yeah.
These boys getting money. These young ladies getting money. But I would like to say, I get guys like you, us, people, we kind of paved the way for somebody to get paid. How you feel about that situation, man?
Yeah, like I say, it's a lot all at once. Like, they're chasing that, you know, it's a lot that comes with being a professional athlete, and, you know, financial literacy. And, you know, I was playing with a player in the G. He didn't even know he had to pay taxes on it. You know, so we just kind of, it's just like the wild, wild west. You know, I don't really know too much about it. The whole NIL thing. I mean,
it's crazy because I was just talking to someone. Her son's getting looked at, and they're talking to agents right now, and they can't represent them, but they can, like, kind of guide them right now. But it's like the kid is 15, 16. He not able to. They said when he goes to meetings, he's like, "Do I got to be here?" And they're like, "Yeah, you have to." But now they're getting them so young. You know what I mean? So it's going to be I think, tough for these kids. It's going to be a lot on their plate early.
Too much.
Fast. It could help. I mean, it could be helpful because then they'll start knowing the business side, but then it could also be bad.
I think it's performance-wise too, right? Because you're almost like it's a job, right? You don't perform, I can cut you down or I can increase, vice versa, or it's good for year to year, right? 'Cause even a scholarship is only good for actually 1 year, though, right? So, but now with this money behind it, man, it's a lot more business entities behind it. So it's just it's crazy to see it go that way. But I mean, I get it has its pros and cons, right? Because I know one thing we would like all our students or athletes to come out to college debt free though. That's after the game, right? I mean, that's
but
one of the big things.
That's a full scholarship, and even when I was in school, we would get like $278 a month. Like that was it, and then you go buy your a pair of Forces or some academic jeans. That junk gone.
270 ain't gonna do nothing. That might put some gas in your car for a week.
Then the next year it went up to like 320. So we like, oh, okay, but
they getting 100,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 600 bands. Like it's like it's a and then they don't really understand. I actually had the privilege to go to the NCAA headquarters in Indianapolis, and they gave these kids this worksheet, and you would take it was like 3 different scenarios. You were top 5 picks, so you got like $3 million. So then you went around the room. You had to pick what kind of car you wanted. You had to pick what kind of apartment you wanted, jury, whatever your expenses were, and then just to see some of those gentlemen and how they were interpreting the money that they received. Like, first of all, if you get $3 million, like let's say we're here in California, you get $3 million.
You ain't seeing that.
Well, let's go. You're gonna probably see you got 4% to the agent.
Mm-hmm.
You got let's call it 50-some% in federal. Then you got your local tax, and then in the NBA, you actually get taxed in every state that you play in. So then you got union fees, union dues as a rookie. So that
money gone.
That $3 million gonna be like 900, 800 bands that you get paid out over 12 months.
Right, spaced out.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like it's like boom.
That's not there each month.
Nah. So your habits and how much you start putting away. That's why I'm super grateful for my financial advisor. Like, in the NBA, you get your 401k matched 140%.
Fire.
So you put in 17.5. I would fill it up every time. They throw another 41,000 on top of that.
Fire.
And that was 13 years ago.
Right.
And it's money you can't touch until you're 55 and a half. But I mean, so in my mind, I got another 20 years to just put my head down and work. That's just. But some dudes weren't filling it up. They weren't even putting it in. They were just keeping it. And I'm like, guys, like, put that money away, store it away, because, we were at Sac State, and I was talking to the kids, and they were asking me about, what are you doing with investments and stuff? I'm like, save your money now, because while you're playing, everything is gonna sound good, and you can't really find, what you're passionate about outside of the game while you're
playing. You
know what I mean? So stack up, and then when you're done or you got some space. These kids may go to college, they may play, 5-6 years overseas. And then it's like, I mean, I saved up some cash. I don't really need the money. Then you got the opportunity to go, one way or the other. But a lot of times these dudes get in trouble because they need the money. They gotta chase opportunity, and then it's a whole nother life when your funds is low and you gotta take that fall from grace like that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Marcus, we talked about the link of the communication, right? The training sessions, Bays. Like, he was really intentional about, man, trying to get a new client or, come through. Like, be accurate, though, too, man. But then he shifted to talk about and I'm big on this, too, man, relationships, man, value relationships, man. How did that session turn into actual communication? Let's chop it up, do some outside of basketball thing, man.
Yeah, because, it was a blessing in disguise. Like, I was in the house, just a couple of days. The first 4 days after I got waived, I was sleeping for like anywhere from 10 to 14 hours, like just exhausted. And then just trying to explore what was around me. Went to Lifetime, and I walk in. I met the guy Cal at the front desk. He's like, yeah, we got leagues and stuff here you can play in. So it's actually one going on right now. So I walk in, and I'm like looking around. We got jerseys, referees. I'm like, okay, all right, we back in it. And then I see him sitting down. You know, I think the game was over.
Oh, that's what I met you with. You remember with Deli?
Yeah.
Deli. So Deli goes, "This is Mark. You gotta meet Mark." And I thought Deli at the time was a
Yeah.
rapper. So I thought y'all do each
Shout
other.
out Deli, man.
Shout out Deli. So that's why I was like, remember I coach. I go, aren't you supposed to be playing right now? And then he was like, I just got away. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's probably not the good conversation to have right now.
Conversation started. Huh?
And then, you know, I that year I was sticking with it, you know, because you can still get a call.
Yeah.
You know, up until December, January. So I was sticking with it a little bit. And then, you know, we just started like rapping, like pouring it to each other a little bit. And I think to his point, that's what I needed more than anything, because I never really had a trainer anyways. Like, you know, I love to play the game. I feel like that's the best way to get better is playing, you know, out there against other bodies. And
I was telling him how one of the drills I had you do from the wing to get to the basket with a dunk, I had Mike working out with you. And then he was like, no, that ain't going to happen. I was like, why? He was like, Dwight Howard could be under there. And I was like, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Things have changed now. When you get to the basket, he's 7 foot.
Yeah.
Jumping out the gym.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, a lot of kids, you see them work out, they do some move, and they go windmill.
Like
and it's just, it's like, bro, like, you know, work on, you know, opposite foot finishing, right foot, right hand, you know, left foot, left hand, revert, you know, because you're going to need those kind of finishes, And, we just, you know, and then, too, he can't beat me in one, so what he training me for?
Wait a minute. Time out. Hold on. I got to
talk
about this.
Nah, you left that part out.
We went to Folsom Sheldon game. We're watching this. It wasn't a real game. It was expedition.
Summer? Okay.
Before the season.
Showcase.
You have that foundation game?
Yeah, foundation.
So, boom. And then we were talking. He was like, some one-on-one. I was like, what? Oh, for sure. We played right after this. So we get to playing, and he ain't missed. So I was kind of confused. Most of the time you give him a shot, but then he's too quick off the shot. So I'm like, okay. So then I remember Keegan was recording. And then after it all said and done, I think the score was something crazy, like probably like 30-4, 35, maybe 37 if you ask me. Probably 37. Anyway, we get a car with Keegan. I'm in the car. Keegan goes, I didn't know he could shoot like that. And I said, me either. I said, damn. People in the league is a little different. Hey. So we in the car the whole time just thinking like, man, if he like this, I could only imagine what it's like at a real game. Like now looking at you know what I mean?
They're pros for a reason, right?
For a reason.
Like, go ahead.
And I'm going to tell you, like, the difference, though, was that I was in a free space. You know, I was able to just be free and have fun.
What you mean,
he
free
was locked
space?
in.
Nah, but, like, you know, when you playing, like, I know this about,
though.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm enjoying the game now, and I had to get back to that. Like, my last couple years in the league, like, I was on 5 teams in 4 seasons, so you talk about identity crisis, trying to figure out who you need to be, mix in with these players, instead of just being myself that, you know, just loves the game. I was trying to fit into all these other different identities. But, like, even ever since I left the league, it's been about me finding my joy and finding my peace again. And that's why I really appreciate Lifetime, because I played in a couple of their tournament seasons. I got 2 championships hanging up in there right away. Shout out Lifetime. And just being able to lead those guys and give them that experience, you know, to play, you know, to play with someone that's done, you know, what I've done on the floor.
You know what he's good at though?
What?
Some of these bad players become good with him. He encourages them. He does a real good job. He'll be like, you got this. And I'll be like, for example, shout out to Daryl. Daryl ain't never make a jumper.
Name drop.
Right? Boom. Also to his team,
he feel like
Daryl ain't missing. Hitting all the jumper. I'm like, what the hell?
So he's empowering others around him,
yeah,
right?
so then I picked up. So I said, let me start doing that. Start being more positive, because, you know, sometimes you get playing with some people that ain't as good.
You got to build them up.
Yes, it's all positive. Because once you get that positive light, I'm like, hey, shoot it.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, so then what happened when I took his little stuff, I went to Cal Fit on Bond. I had 4 of my players, AAU. We had Braxton, all the young guys, right? And I'm just, hey, you got that, shoot it, go ahead. And it'll start working. I said, oh, I'm doing this from here on out. So now when I try to play, except for my brother, I be on my brother. It is what it is.
You can't let brother
I ain't going to let but everybody
he don't need no
else,
confidence. He going to shoot
I'm
anyway,
just
bro.
He going to pull. Mike going to pull every time. But, no, he does a great job with that.
Think about it. It's the ball. Y'all know Space Jam, the real Space Jam, the first one. How the Monstars took you know, they put it in the ball. that's the energy when you believe in your teammate.
yeah.
That's the energy I'm putting in the past that's coming to you.
Right.
You know, Keenan will tell you, like, I shoot with Keenan Prince. That dude, he probably scored the most points in Sacramento County ever. But he'll miss if he misses his first two. I'll tell him out loud in front of everybody, I'm coming right back to you, and I make it my business the very next play to come right back to him.
Yeah.
You know, even playing with Brennan, like, you know, ducking like that one game he had. You know, I just kept pouring into him, because it's like they say, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and being a leader. You know, I eat last. You know, I want to see my guys eat. I want this guy to play well, because they're all trying to get an opportunity too. It's a showcase for everybody. But at the end of the day, you know, it's about winning. So, you know, down the stretch, I may, you know, go.
Yeah, I'm still that guy.
You know what I mean?
I
But
get that
you know,
bucket.
while we doing, you know, everybody. But you know, it plays into at that time of the game, like, people can't really help because he done hit,
Right.
he's at the rim. So it's a recipe that I've been able to culminate over the years of just playing with so many different teams. Like,
so I gotta ask though, post playing, man. I mean, you coaching or what? Because just the way you communicate it is highly effective. We see it's effective. People respond to you, bro. But also, I mean, like, is that something that you kind of thought about? Not yet. In the picture a little bit. Want to get into?
Nah, I mean, right now I still want to play.
Yeah.
You know, I got a call from NBA team a couple years ago about coaching, and I'm like, I'll dog your two guards right now, so I'm not really trying to.
I'm being practiced, like, lace them up, check.
Yeah, I still got too much of that in me,
sure.
and I feel like I've gotten myself to a place to kind of see that through. I mean, it's 2-3 years that I still want to
for sure.
give this game at a high level so I can, you know, get that out.
His brother coaches, sorry to cut you off.
Oh,
his
yeah?
brother coaches.
Oh, really?
Well, I see the future is them two coaching together at a D1 or pro or whatever. That's what I see. I think that would be kind of cool. I'm just saying, brother, they both are great coaches. He's really great with players and like building everybody, bringing everybody together. So I don't know if he sees it, but him and his brother, I can see him at a D1 coaching together.
I'm big on freedom, right? Like, I like, you know, so
style of play.
Because I right now I can see myself more of a like consulting role, like like we had to practice with the Philippines team. Like, you run your stuff, and I'll take my, you know, years of experience, and I can, you know, break down a couple details to help your package run a lot better. Like, that's just kind of how I see, you know, myself. Because I'm right now, like, you know, until I finish, you know, playing, and then there are other priorities that come in. You know, I'm kind of keeping my you know, floodgates open, so to speak, in terms of, you know, direction. Let God lead that.
For sure. Gotta ask this real quick. Also though, all right, if you would, big first purchase, man, got a check, bro. What was it?
Shoot, let me think. That was 12 years ago.
Damn, we getting old.
Fast, boy. That's talking about fast.
I actually split a lease with a veteran on. He had a car. I split a lease with him to get my own wheels. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Yeah,
for sure. Just family ties, man. How important is that to you, or has it been to you throughout your career and throughout this whole process, bro?
Ooh, I'm a big family man. You know, I've been the glue for my family far back as I can remember. You know, and you know, it's just nice to have people around you that can ground you. You know, that can speak truth into you, speak life into you. My mother's a praying woman. My brother, I'm extremely proud of him. Is
he older or younger than you?
He's younger. He's 4 years younger. He's a Hall of Famer at Winston-Salem State.
Okay.
He's 6'3", but, you know, all-time leading rebounder. Dude, motor. You think my motor is insane? Like, his motor is OD. But he went and played for 1 year and came back and took on some bigger responsibilities, and now he's, you know, standing on the forefront of, you know, kind of his time, and and our relationship is stronger than ever. Like, he sent me some videos the other day of his practice and where he was kind of showing his guys, and, you know, I'm giving it, no question. Wow. Like, you know, so that's the relationship we have, and it's beautiful that it's centered around the game of basketball. And for my family, that was our way for a long time. My mom she got a few notebooks with all the stats in it, all the team stats in it. Like she was keeping the
That
stats.
was her thing, man.
And then my dad would be sitting up top with the camcorder, recording the games. So you know, we moved as a unit with this game, and it's done so much, you know, for us. It's helped me, you know, change the lives of and touch lives, and I'm forever grateful for it. Yeah, forever grateful.
Real quick, you got 2 little ones. Are they gonna be playing AAU for Strive of Others in the future?
That's his AAU program. Those who didn't know. Self plug.
AAU, a little
Talk
sketchy.
about it.
AAU, a little sketchy. It's everything is kind of convoluted. Everybody's got their eyes on, you know, getting to the league, and people are doing whatever they feel is necessary to help get their child out, which is cool. But you know, my kids right now, I just want them to be children. You know, you know, my son, he don't need to follow my footsteps. You know, I want him to be his own person. But if there's a situation, in my daughter too, if they want to get into the game, I'm gonna teach them everything I know. But it's not like you need to do this because I did it. You know, your journey is a lot. You know, it could be different than mine. You know, God put you on this planet. It may be different than mine. You know, my basketball was my vessel. It's not who I am. It's not every bit of who I am, but it was my vessel. Maybe it's something else for them, but you know, ain't no pressure there. My son loves it. You know, he loves the game. He also loves golf. He loves soccer.
There you go.
You know, so it's I just want them to be leaders and help heal other people.
I will say this, man, for our last question, bro. Again, just the conversation we had before, even right now, bro. It's internal. It's passion. I can tell, bro. It's easy to receive, but it's dope. It's inspiring. I see you. Yeah, he good. Brother good, man. He like, okay, yeah, I can do that. Like, okay, but in the way you give it to people, bro, I can tell as far as it goes, it's dope, man. So I know whatever it is, if it's teaching, shit, you might be in the classroom somewhere, bro, for real. Like, giving the knowledge, I can see that. At the end of every show, man, basketball, we triple threat, dribble, pass, shoot. But I want to ask you for your personal triple threat, right? 3 things when we see Bays walk in the gym or Bays come into a room to speak, 3 things that you hang your hat on, man, or people you kind of hold yourself to, your personal triple threat.
It's gonna be God first. You know, always when people see me, I want them to see that light. You know, I try to lead, teach, and empower. That's my thing. You know, pay my experience forward by you know, helping people, you know, miss the potholes and stuff that I had to go through. Secondly, it's just being generative. You know, just pouring into others and teaching people, you know, that it's okay to, you know, it's enough room. You know, slide over, make space for other people.
Nice.
You know, we can all go together. And then lastly, just truth. You know, I just want to stand in my truth. You know, I've been through a lot, and you know, the characters of whatever I've been through aren't important. It's just the lessons that's learned, that I've learned, and I always ask myself why God has me here. So I mean, it all ties back into, you know, God's gonna be all over all of it. And I think at 36, I'm strong in my faith than I've ever been. Because like we said earlier, like we didn't really know what we were learning, but I've been through the last, you know, 2.5 years has been a lot to handle, just in terms of, you know, being attacked in places that truly matter to me, fatherhood and the game of basketball, and having to like truly step back and find myself in the midst of it all. And you know, I'm blessed every day that I can sit up here with a clear mind and pour into people and speak highly of the man above. So yeah, bro, that's pretty
man.
much it.
I appreciate you, bro. Real talk, like I said, man, it's genuine. Marcus, again, appreciate you for one call. I got you, Joe. We good. Like, you know, it's hard to find good people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people that come through for y'all one rip, like, man, come through, stuff like that too, man. So
sir.
appreciate you too, man. Like I said, we tapped in. Like I said, we're gonna talk offline stuff, other stuff in the city, whatever else, man. We're gonna link and just keep doing things for each other and others, because I mean that's what's about to, right?
Yes, sir.
Teamwork, right?
Yes, sir.
Individually, we can't really excel as
man.
high as quickly as we want to get to.
Yeah, real quick,
What's
man.
up?
I appreciate everything you're doing, for real. Keep doing what you're doing. I think whatever platform I got is used, and you know, I like how in this room we all are black. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest.
Supporting each other.
You know, we need that more coming together. Cause I think, you know, growing up, it's easiest for us to kind of divide and kind of go away from each other. So whatever I can do to help my next brother or next sister, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna keep doing that. I think that's more important to me than whatever obviously you care about the community, everybody
Yeah.
else too. We're not, but it's just deeper when it's everybody in here.
Bro, like
It's black.
especially at the age, and we black men in here too. Us and family are she here too, wifey over there, doing her thing. But we gotta take care of ourselves in that aspect too, though. And that's real talk. Like want to be able to sleep at night, stressless, be good, better health, man. Because I'm saying that's highly important.
Yeah.
A lot of people depend on us outside of what we do. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta take care of ourselves too. So that's something we definitely gotta stay on top of, man. And how you do that, clean mind, healthy eating, exercise, and working out.
Yes, sir.
You're not eating fries over there. You working out, you eating French fries.
Hey, listen, man. Wife is pregnant.
All right,
So
man. Congrats on the wifey though too, man. Man, appreciate y'all. Dope episode, man. It's fire, man. Thank y'all again here for hosting.
I got one last thing.
Yes, sir.
You know, obviously we real close to Golden One here,
down the street.
and it's like, you know, I don't really tap into the tabloids a lot, but I really feel that this city is ready for like some really good basketball, and you know, just on the outside looking in, and
But that's because you put your feet on the ground, bro.
exactly. So yeah, you gotta
like
get
that,
guys.
bro. Stand up for Sacramento. Come
Come on, man. Somebody got to do it.
You gotta get
I'm not
you
a
gotta,
Kings fan, but I respect that. I'm not a Kings fan, but I respect that for sure.
You got to get guys that want to be here and be a part of the community, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you
That's
really
big, bro.
amplify the area. And you know, that's just is what it is. I mean, you got guys that will probably come in 2-3 days before camp. Like, you know, you got boot. Yeah, exactly. Who gonna pour into that
Well,
want to uplift the
kind
city?
of like what you did. You came in, you know, came to the city, then you start building that community. You went to Folsom, went to the juvenile hall, right?
Different,
Went
bro.
to the Sac State. You're doing all these things, and that's what I think players got to do too. Is kind of mirror what you did. They don't got to be like you, but just kind of mirror it and just be around.
Yep.
Because that makes it more. Because say you do get a chance with the Kings, I guarantee you, everybody
They
at
gonna beat the game.
Lifetime, everybody,
They
we all
pulling up.
pulling up. You know,
Come
that's
on.
when you build that. That's what makes it
Pulling up.
bigger and bigger.
Come
So,
on.
We're going to put on for the city for sure, man.
Yeah.
My boy here from the South, T. Large, appreciate you. Marcus, Kent Bays, 94 feet with Coach JT. We out.
Yo.
Peace.
You were sitting down with the best. It's 94 feet, none more, none less. Started from the bottom, now I made it past the steps. But you gotta have a vision like, what's your triple threat? 94 feet with Coach JT. 94 feet with Coach JT. 94 feet with Coach JT. 94 feet.